using the Z Fold 5 for about a week now. I think today is like day 6, and it's been a pretty enjoyable experience. I've had the Z Fold 4 all last year, and now using this one. One thing I'm actually really excited about, the battery life does seem to be quite a bit better, especially the standby time. And I talked about this in previous videos. The battery time on the Z Fold 4 was okay. I could get about 5.5 hours, maybe 6 hours of screen on time. Usually it would last about a day, but the problem is the standby time was not good. So the next day you wouldn't have any battery. Like it just seemed like it would drain battery when you weren't using it. At least that was my experience. So I've been testing out the Z Fold 5 in a lot of different ways. So I've had it off the charger for the last day and a half now. I want to share something with y'all because the battery life has actually been pretty darn good. I've had it off the charger for 1 day and 6 hours, and sorry, 1 day and 13 hours, and I've had 6 hours and 57 minutes of screen on time. So we're right at 7 hours, and I've got 36% battery left. And the Z Fold 4 would never touch that. It would never get anywhere near that, especially going basically on a day and a half off the charger now, and I've been using it. I've been using it for watching videos. I've been using it for Twitter, or sorry, X now, whatever you want to call it. And it's been a nice surprise. So I think that definitely the benefits of the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 have really helped out in here, especially in that regard. So better battery life, better standby time. Now, I say it's got better heat management, but I never really had any issues with heat whenever it came to the Z Fold 4. The only time it would ever really get warm on me is if I would do some prolonged 4K video shooting and things like that. So there's that. Now, I did take this picture yesterday, and I think it turned out fantastic. I was really impressed. I went to Texas Roadhouse. I got me some rolls. I got a picture of the rolls, which I'll show you real quick. Ta-da! They were as delicious as they looked. So I'm going to take some more pictures. I'm going to go out and take some photos today and stuff so I can try and get things wrapped up for my full review. But it does seem like there are some slight enhancements here whenever it comes to photography. The overall performance has been good. Now, I will say, so we've got 1750 nits peak brightness on the screen now, which, I mean, you take it outside, it's super bright. And it looks good. I mean, you can take it out in the sunshine and you can use it and you can see the screen really, really well. So I'll give them points there. Indoors, you're not really going to notice any difference. It was already pretty darn bright. So I never really had any issues when it comes to the screen here. I will say that the crease seems less noticeable. Now, I mean, you can see here, whenever it hits the light and things like that, of course the crease is there. It didn't go away, but it does seem less noticeable to me, especially at certain angles. So maybe some improvements there. The hinge is nice. I mean, I've talked about this in previous videos. It's so nice and smooth and fluid, and basically it goes to like right here, and then it just kind of gives it a little bit of assistance along the way. But as far as using it in flex mode and carrying around, opening and closing and things like that, I do think that the hinge has gotten better. Overall, I mean, it's a good phone. And the only thing that I had even remotely complaint-wise was one, I didn't think they did quite enough. Of course, this is a very much iterative update. It's very much like what we get with the iPhone. Basically, it's what we get with Samsung now. Samsung really year over year is not doing a whole lot of stuff to wow us anymore. They're keeping the same form factors. It looks, basically, they shaved 10 grams off of the weight. And it's funny because I've had so many people, they're like, oh, it feels so much lighter. I'm like, well, I mean, that could be attributable to a few things, but what case you have on it, how often you carry this. But 10 grams is not really something that you can really feel. Like, your hand is not that finely calibrated, but it does feel lighter, which is weird. So I think it just has to do maybe the materials. They've made it a little bit thinner, and the case, of course, is less bulky on here. The case, they shaved off some bulk from the Fold 4 to the Fold 5 case, but if you want to look at it, there's 454 grams in a pound. So if you took out 10, 1/45th of a pound that they shaved off of it. So I don't know that's something that we can really tell. But either way, it's definitely sleek. The case on it is fine. I think the case is overpriced. This S Pen, I actually find myself using it less. Just because it's kind of a pain in the rear to take out of the case. It was so nice before. I would just naturally reach to the back of my phone and take the S Pen out of it. And now I'm like reaching around, fumbling around the back, and I'm trying to press the little button thing. And the other thing that's irritating is, used to be I could put the stylus, I could put the S Pen back in the case without even looking. Like I would just reach back, put it, slide it in the case. So now it's kind of like an exercise in futility. You really kind of have to have line of sight on this to put the S Pen in. The S Pen works just fine. I really don't like how thin it is. It's not as enjoyable experience. Like, I felt like the ergonomics on the S Pen on the Fold 4 were much better. So I don't know. You can use the Fold 4 S Pen. You can even use the Fold 3 S Pen. You can get an older one if you want to carry it around and just use it with this phone. Keep it by your bedside, whatever. I mean, you can go that route. Somebody was telling me that another case might still work with it. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. And I think this is a precursor to hopefully what we'll see next year. I'd really like to see them put the S Pen inside of the phone. I think we're inching closer and closer to that. I think one of the reasons they don't want to, though, is because then people will look at it as more of a replacement for this, especially as it's been around longer. So by the time we get around to next year, it'll be the sixth generation of the Fold. Well, by time that comes around, I think most people probably feel pretty confident that they're going to work. And that was one of the biggest things for the first few years. People were concerned. You go from a regular phone to a phone that does this, and it has a screen that folds in half. A lot of people are not crazy about the crease, and they worry about the hinge. Will it hold up? Will it break? They see all the crazy videos, because as soon as there's something wrong with one phone, somebody instantly goes and makes a YouTube video about it, and they're like, oh, look, the phone does this. So I think we're largely past a lot of that. I think there's a lot more confidence in them. I think the biggest problem with these phones at this point in time is the price. I'd like to see the price come down at some point in time, because we're on the fifth generation. And normally, whenever you keep making things and, it gets years and years down the road, it gets easier to make them. The parts get cheaper. The process, it's not something that's so crazy anymore that you've never done it. So at some point in time, I'd really like to see them come down on the price. Honestly, I don't think we'll really see much of a price drop. I think maybe in the future, maybe we'll see like an FE edition where I don't know, maybe they cut some corners with it, maybe use last year's processor or something like that. I don't know. I'd like to see more of these get into people's hands, because I think it really is a cool experience. And for me, it really has replaced my tablet usage. I pretty much don't use a tablet. I don't even know why I bought the Tab S9 because I'm not going to use it. I will. Of course, I'm using it to test it out and make a video and stuff. But after I test it out and make my video and review it and things like that, yeah, I'll just be using this again. So I don't know. That's really one of the benefits of these phones. And a lot of people say, well, yeah, it's like $17.99. Well, if you normally buy $1,000 phone, $1,200 phone, and then if you normally buy like a $700-800 tablet, if you can get all that in one phone, then I think that does help make it worthwhile. So if you're a normal person that uses a normal phone and you use a tablet, this has been revolutionary for me, and it's changed the way that I use phones, changed the way I use tablets, and I really love having a foldable phone in my pocket. So yeah, as I've been using this for about the last week, I think it's good. I think it's the best one they've ever made, of course. I mean, we're going to go with the Appleisms. It's the best foldable phone ever made by Samsung. If you have the Fold 4, I definitely don't recommend it. There's nothing in this phone other than like the battery life and the screen on time that's really felt like a big change for me from the last one. So if you found that you weren't getting great battery life and things like that, yeah, of course it might be worthwhile for you. The pre-order deals are over. They're not giving as much for the trade-in deals. Like there's just not as much great stuff there. Definitely, you might want to wait till they go on sale at this point. But keep an eye on the sales. If anything pops up, of course, I'll let you guys know. I plan on having my full review probably next week. What's Monday now? Maybe towards the end of the week. That way I've had time to go out, shoot some videos, shoot some lots of photos. The biggest thing to test out on here now is the cameras. From the couple of shots I have taken, I think that is good. The Z Fold 4 cameras I thought were very good, so I'm interested to see how much better this is in reality as I take some more photos. But that's going to be part of the full review, and I just wanted to talk about some of this stuff and let you know I really have been appreciating the battery life. It has been better. I mean, 7 hours and still got over 30% left. That's nothing. I would never be able to get close to that with the Z Fold 4. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, of course, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And also, if you bought one, I'd love to hear from you. Has it been a good experience for you so far? Is it your first foldable? Are you still on the fence about buying one? Do you still think they're not quite there yet as far as mainstream? Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.